room or just around in your daily life. So there's a lot of different ways and strategies you can use in order to add more fitness to your day. My favorite, and just around in your daily life. My favorite, and the one that I use most often, is breaking up my fitness into little chunks. So just 5 minutes or 10 minutes here and there throughout my day helps me accumulate small condensed reps as opposed to doing 100 push-ups before bed every night, which sounds daunting and I'm too tired for that. So my first tip is to break up your routine or your exercises or whatever you're working toward into mini chunks. So maybe that looks like waking up and setting your timer for 5 minutes and doing your squats and your push-ups and your crunches, and then you're finished. The other tactic I like to use, which I've mentioned before in our videos, but is to make it a game. So if you have a goal of getting 100 squats in every day, make it so that every time you get up to get a drink or go to the restroom, you do 10 squats. And before you know it, you're there. So make it fun, set a timer, and then you can also kind of implement this throughout your day as you walk down the hallway. Maybe you include your students into whatever we're doing here. So if you want to do a squat challenge, maybe every 30 minutes, everyone gets up together and you stand and you sit, and it's not necessarily like a squat that you see in a workout video, but together as a group in a class, you can start to like move your bodies and wake back up again. So make it fun, make it short and sweet, and of course, just plug it in throughout your day and make sure you're making it bite-sized enough to get to. So what are some things we can actually do, sitting and standing, before we get to school and start our day, or when we're leaving school, maybe in between on our planning period? There's a lot of different exercises that you can do without having to go to the gym or change your clothes or strap on your tennis shoes to get your workout in. First, I'll cover a few stretches, just so you know you can warm up and loosen your body a little bit if you're sitting or standing all day. We've covered a lot of these in a few videos, but always remember to warm up or stretch before you jump into anything, and consult your doctor. I would like to start with arms. So you can cross your arm over your body and just do your shoulder stretches. These are done in gym classes. Students are used to these, so you can all do these together if you've been sitting all day. Maybe if students took a long test, this is how you kind of wake them back up and get them energized from sitting for a long extended time. So you can do arm stretches. You can do overhead and reach back behind you. And you can hold these for about 30 seconds or however long you'd like. I think 30 seconds is a good rule of thumb. So you can do those. You can do your neck stretches where you reach your ear from side to side. You can look up and down. Start to warm up your body. You can take your hands, and if you have arms on your chairs, that's really helpful, but you can start to do a side twist here. And then other side. So just grabbing onto the sides of your chair here, twisting a little bit, looking back. And that's how you can start to stretch. If you are feeling a little antsy in class and you want to stretch a little bit or move your body and the students are really focused taking a test, you could do a nice hip stretch here where you bring your ankle over your knee, and you can just hold your foot and your knee here, and this will start to stretch your right hip, for instance, is what I'm showing you. You can sit here, or you can start to, bend forward a little bit, feel that nice stretch, and you can do this whenever you're sitting. So students won't really notice, you won't be a distraction. And of course, you want to do both sides. And then from here, a pose that we covered in our first video was cat and cow. So I'll turn my chair to show you all. But basically what you'll do here is seated cat and cow. And you'll place your hands on your knees, and you'll round your back and look kind of toward your belly here. And then you'll arch your back and look up toward the ceiling. And you can sync these movements with your breath, inhaling and exhaling. And this will start to loosen your back, work your spine and your shoulders, and really wake you up. So those are some sitting stretches, movements that you can do. And then, of course, whether your students are in the class or you're on your planning period, there are some standing things that you can do to really get your muscles toned, to build some strength, and to just feel stronger throughout your day and more energized. My favorite, and It's a really cool tool to use whenever you don't really want to get down on the floor and do crunches and push-ups, and maybe you're wearing a dress or a skirt. You can use a chair as your prop. So make sure that it's sturdy, it doesn't have wheels, you don't want to roll away. And then just stand maybe a foot or two away from your chair, and you can use your chair to do push-ups. So maybe you do a few where you're hugging your elbows in, kind of like in yoga. That's a chaturanga push-up. Or you can bring your hands a little wider and do a traditional wide arm push-up. So you can do as many of these as you want. I think setting a goal for 5 or 10 every few times throughout the day can really accumulate and start to pump you up and energize you. Now, of course, you're not going to gain huge muscles from doing this, but you will feel stronger over time. It's the accumulated small reps that are more effective in the end. So there are push-ups. That helps with our upper body, our shoulders, and then you can also do some core work standing up. So from sitting all day, it's really hard to engage your core and focus on what your posture's looking like, and you're really into your job. So you want a strong core to help with your posture and to help with your balance and your strength. And some ways you can strengthen your core throughout the day while standing is to do a few of these exercises. So the first one I like to do is just side bends. So you start to reach one hand down, and you feel the stretch along the opposite side, and then you reach to the other side. And just bend enough until you feel a stretch. You want to maintain a flat back here, so you don't want to be arching over or popping back, but stay flat. Really engage your core, so squeeze your muscles and just start to reach down. And you can add a little bit of weight to this if you hold 2 books or water bottles, whatever you have on your desk, and those can kind of help guide you down and back. So I like to do 20 on each side. You could do 10 on each side and do them throughout the day. They're really effective for your obliques and your back strength. Another one that I really like to do is just a twist. So you can hold your hands here, maybe clasp them, whatever you want, and you can start to twist from side to side, nice and slow. So you don't want to swing around like crazy, but you want to take your time and twist and look to the side wall or whatever is to that side that you're twisting to. And then slowly and controlled twist to the opposite side. So as you're twisting and engaging, that will help strengthen your core. Those are 2 great core exercises you can do throughout the day wherever you are. And then, of course, if you're sitting all day or you're not getting to move as much, you definitely want to wake up the lower half as well. So you've probably heard a million times, but squats. You can do air squats anywhere. So bring your feet hip-width distance apart, and that's just, like 2 fists wide. It's not this wide. Your hips likely aren't that wide. They're actually quite slenderer than you think. So bring your feet hips-width apart, and then you'll slowly just start to sit back and then come up. And it doesn't matter how low you go, just stay controlled and engage your core. And if you want to use a chair, you can always use a chair for support. So you can come in front of your chair and then just sit back until you feel your chair and come back up. Don't sit all the way down, don't just stop, but come back up. So use your chair as your guide so that you can feel how low you're going. You can also do a wide leg stretch where your feet are wider and you can angle your feet just a little outward, kind of like a ballerina, if you will, and you can start to squat a little bit lower. And this will give you a different stretch in your thighs, and it feels great. So you can do these 2 moves at your desk, in the hallway, in the restroom, with your students, wherever you are. And then the last one that I really like to do are lunges. So you can do numerous types of lunges wherever you are, but we'll start with the stepping back lunge. So feet together, you're going to step back with your right foot and keep your right arm up. And you're just stepping back behind you and then coming back up. It's kind of like you're taking a big step and you're coming back up. So you can do as many of these as you want. And nice and controlled. You don't want to lose your balance. Or you can step them forward. So standing exactly how you were, feet together, you can step forward and then backwards. And you want to use some momentum here, or you might get a little bit wobbly. And if you get wobbly, that's fine. But you can do forward lunges, backward lunges. You can lunge down the hallway, just front lunges the whole way. You can do some curtsy lunges, which these might be nicer to do at home. You get a little bit wobbly, but you can step back behind you. And those can be it. So lower half, core, upper half. Do at least one thing for each of them every day, and you'll start to feel stronger and build strength. Let's see if we have any questions and if you all need anything else. So while we're waiting, I know that a lot of people, they hear this stuff, they understand it, and they know it, but they have a hard time implementing it. So there are some different ways that you can implement without feeling like there's a lot of pressure or that you have to get the stuff done. Maybe when you wake up every morning, you say, I'm going to do 20 squats today. That's it. Nothing else, no gym time, no pressure to get an hour in, but maybe just make your goal really, really small and tangible. So make sure it's something you know you can do, you can't make an excuse out of it, and it'll get done. So maybe it's just 10 squats down the hallway and that's it. And you check that off and you're done. You don't have to make your fitness goals huge and extravagant or really intense or intimidating. You really want to take small steps to get to where you're going. All right, I think that's all we've got. If you have any questions at all, definitely drop them in the comments. We'll be there to answer them for you all and talk to you there. One last thing before we go, we have a coupon code for you all. It is FBLive20. So it's FBLIVE20. You can use that on any of Advancement courses over on their website and dig into this stuff more. There's a lot of really great courses on there. We will see you next time on July 16th, where we talk about self-care strategies.